Welcome to JZSports. I'm Jake.
I'm Zach, and these are our Week 9 NFL predictions. First off, we have the Giants at Seahawks. Who do you have for this one, Jake?
Alright, well obviously I'm going to take my Giants in this one. The defense has been playing at a ridiculously high level. The pass rush is practically unstoppable. They've knocked out 5 quarterbacks now this year. Ahmad Bradshaw, leading rusher in the league. The receivers are playing great. I just don't see any way the Seahawks can really beat the Giants in this game.
I agree. Obviously you're a Giants fan, so you're going to take the Giants, but I'm a Jets fan. I'll have to take the Giants too. Perry Fuel has gotten that defense on the right track. Since Spagnuolo left, they've been looking for a leader, and they look like the defense of 07. Hopefully they can do big things. Next, we got the Colts at Eagles. Who do you have for this one?
I mean, again, then this has nothing to do with me being a Giants fan. I have to take the Colts here. Just watching last night the way Peyton Manning and the Colts played against the Houston Texans, even with Dallas Clark and Austin Collie missing from the lineup, they still played incredibly well. The Colts, with Peyton Manning, they're always going to get it done. And I just, the Eagles, I mean, they have Mike Vick coming back off an injury. He's going to be rusty. Deshaun Jackson is coming back off an injury. He's probably going to be rusty too. And I don't know. I just think the Colts are just going to take this game.
Well, they've actually scored rather well, and Houston, but once they face a better defense than Houston, they might not be able to score as well. But Peyton Manning rules that field. He's got it all under control. He knows exactly what he's doing. I don't see the Eagles having any chance in this game. Too much controversy at quarterback right now. They have their own problems. All right, next we have Jets at Lions. So who do you take on this one?
Yeah, well, despite their horrendous performance last week, I'm going to have to go with the Jets. Looking for them to bounce back. I mean, a team like that is not going to take a loss like that lying down. They still have one of the best defenses and one of the best rushing attacks in the league. And the Lions are on the come up, but they're not quite there yet. And I think the Jets take this game.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I mean, of course, I'm going to take my Jets. The running game is great. LT is, reemerging as a top back, but they have to pick it up throwing the ball. They can't just keep running it. You have to stretch the field. But against the Lions, I see them taking this game. I see them getting back into form, and they'll be 6-2 after this. All right, next we got Chargers at Houston. Who do you have in this one?
All right, this one I'm going to be taking Houston. Despite their loss last night, I still think Houston has a great offense. I like Matt Schaub. I love Andre Johnson. Arian Foster's still doing really well. And just, with the Chargers getting rid of their star linebacker, who, granted, isn't really a star anymore, but this is going to be a battle of high-powered passing attacks. And I think in the end, although the stats are on Phillip Rivers' side, I think the Houston Texans have an overall better team.
Well, I'm actually going to take the Chargers on this one. Phillip Rivers has been an MVP candidate this season, and with Antonio Gates back last week, the passing game flourished. Malcolm Floyd has been a deep threat for them. And, I see the passing game, going all over Houston. Their defensive backfield has not been great this year, and I see the Chargers taking this one.
All right, well, the next game we have is Tampa at Atlanta. Who do you have?
All right, for this one I have the Falcons. I love the way the Buccaneers are playing. They came back last week and, took the Cardinals down. I love the way that Josh Freeman is playing, but, the Falcons are too good right now against the Bucs. I think Matt Ryan's a good quarterback, and Tony Gonzalez is really good in the passing game, so they're going to take this one.
Yeah, I disagree. I think it's going to be Tampa. LeGarrette Blount had his breakout game last week. Gave the Bucs a much-needed rushing dimension to their offense. I think it will be a very high-scoring game considering the state of the two defenses, but I guess we're going to see. It's going to be a close game, a good matchup for the supremacy in the NFC South. All right, Saints-Panthers, who do you have?
All right,
South.
I think we can both agree that the Saints are going to take this one. The Panthers are just a debacle at quarterback. Jimmy Clausen has been terrible, so then they benched him.
Not much more to say besides that.
Yeah, that's right.
The Saints are going to win this game. Let's move on. All right, next.
Bears at Bills.
All right, this one, I take the Bills to have their first win of the season. I like the way Ryan Fitzpatrick's playing. I think that they're finally I think they're starting to get some kind of offensive attack on track. And, with the Mike Martz offense, I think the Bills' defense can actually create some turnovers and maybe win this game.
I agree, and I think the Bills are building a chemistry. I mean, they're definitely, need a lot more talent to even win any games. But I say they win this one as well. They get their first win of the year. The Bears are just, they're a lost cause right now. All right, so moving on, we got Cardinals at Vikings.
All right.
For this one.
Surprisingly, I'm going to take the Cardinals. On any other day, I would have taken the Vikings, but with what happened this week with Brad Childress and that team, they lost their deep threat, and now Percy Harvin is going to be double covered again. I think that team, the Vikings team, is just a complete mess. Favre's been getting beat up every week. I see the Cardinals busting through for a surprise win here. I do.
I definitely understand what you're saying. However, I'm going to take the Vikings. I think the players are angry. They're furious. They're going to play with anger this week. They're going to play with fire. And I see them rebounding and winning a game. The Cardinals, lack the quarterback depth right now. The QB play has caused them losses this season, and they don't have a consistent, run offense. So I think the Vikings take this one.
All right. The Patriots at the Browns. Who do you have here?
All right, I got the Pats because I say they're top 3 in the league right now, top 3 teams. Tom Brady is back to MVP form right now. Ben Jarvis, Green, Ellis had a great game last week, and their defense is stout right now. Their defense is shutting teams down, and they're playing tough.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I mean, the Patriots do have the best record in the NFL, and the Browns have one of the worst records in the NFL. And just going by that alone, you have to pretty much think the Pats are going to win this game. The only offensive weapon the Browns really have is Peyton Hillis, and you can't just expect to win a game with a running back. So I think this one's just going to have to go to the Patriots.
He's also been very injured, so we don't know how he's going to play coming back from that.
All right, we got the Dolphins at the Ravens.
All right,
who are you taking?
I'm taking the Dolphins. I love the way they're playing right now. Their defense has been great all year. Vontae Davis has turned himself into a top 5 corner in the league, and Chad Henne is a solid quarterback right now, only on his way up. So once they can turn field goals into touchdowns, I feel like they can turn the corner and really become a competitive team. But right now they're winning games, and they're heading in the right direction.
Well, I'm going to take the Ravens. Despite the fact that they're winning games, they are a bit of a disappointment right now. I don't think anyone can deny that. They were projected as like a top 2 or 3 team going into the season. They don't even have the lead in their division. But at the same time, I think that means the players are going to be coming out fired up. I think Ray Rice is going to have a good game. And Joe Flacco, that receiving core, even though Vontae Davis is an excellent corner, I think it's going to be kind of hard for the Dolphins to cover Anquan Boldin, Derek Mason, and TJ Houshmandzadeh all at once. And Todd Heap. Don't forget about Todd Heap. Next game, we got Chiefs at Raiders.
All right, I'm going to take the Chiefs on this one. I love what the Raiders are doing. Darren McFadden has been outstanding. They have 92 points in their last 2 games. But, their offense has been amazing right now. But I'm going to take the Chiefs. They went over 250 yards last week for the 3rd consecutive game. Jamal Charles is running wild. And I love what they're doing. So, I'm going to take the Chiefs with this.
Well, in this surprise showdown for the AFC West title, AFC West lead, I'm going to take the Raiders. The Raiders are on fire. Like he said, they scored 92 points in the last couple of games. And even though the Chiefs lead the league in rushing, the Raiders are actually 2nd in rushing. I just love the way the Raiders are playing. Campbell had a good game, and even if he doesn't play, Gronkowski can play well. They have guys who can step in. I think this is going to be a great game, but they're playing at the Coliseum, and I just think Oakland's going to take this one.
Okay. Next we have Cowboys and Packers. Who you got in this one?
All right. Well, look, at this point, unless your name is Jimmy Johnson, you better not be picking the Cowboys to win any games. And if you are, you're delusional. You really are. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Giants fan. I'm saying it because they're 1-6. The Cowboys are just horrible. The Packers, while their record doesn't necessarily show it, they are still one of the best teams in the league right now. This game is not going to be a contest.
I'm going to have to agree with you. The Cowboys have been terrible this year. The Packers have been struggling too. Even last week's win against the Jets, it was a terrible offensive showing. Their defense was lights out, however. But offensively, Aaron Rodgers had 159 net yards passing, and they're just going to have to pick it up to beat better teams. But right now they're playing the Cowboys, and I see this as an easy win to get them back on track. But all
right, our last game.
Our final game, Steelers at Bengals. What do you have in this one?
All right, I'm going to take the Bengals. Even though the Steelers are playing at an enormously high level, I don't think anyone expected the Steelers to play this well this season. The Bengals, they're hungry for a win. They had a close loss to Miami recently. They've got all the tools to win a game. They have a great passing attack. They have a decent quarterback. They have 2 excellent receivers. They have a decent running back. Their defense, though, is going to have to step it up if they're going to beat Pittsburgh. But judging by the way Pittsburgh's offense played last week and the way the Bengals have been playing the Steelers over the last couple seasons, I can see the Bengals taking this one in an upset.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. Although Mendenhall was their only touchdown last week and they only scored 10 points against the Saints, they faced heavy blitzing all game. And, I think this week they're going to face a more conservative defense in the Bengals, and I see them coming out with a win in this one. I say they run the ball more, a little more play action, and I think they'll take this one.
All right. Well, that's it for JZ Sports Week 9 predictions. Thanks for listening. I'm Jake.
And I'm Zach, and we'll see you next time.